Literally stayed up till 3 a.m. to watch the first episode of Loki, and I'm glad I did because Mephisto confirmed! Loki episode 1. So Loki episode 1 is the first episode of Loki, God of Mischief, newest show to come on Disney Plus, in part of the Marvel Phase 4 Disney Plus lineup. We had WandaVision, we had Falcon Winter Soldier, now we got Loki. How was this first episode? It was really good, I gotta say. I mean, that feeling of what I felt when I first saw WandaVision is pretty much just like, the mystery, trying to figure it all out. Cause it's like, when you see it unfold as it's like kinda, you're like Loki in this episode, just like, what is the TVA, the time variance police and shit? They're pretty much, you know, Power Rangers Time Force, like, what are they about? You really feel like in this episode, did that do something different from, you know, WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier? It pretty much gives us the layout of what the season is pretty much going to be about in this one episode. Usually in other episodes, it's like, okay, yeah, it's gonna take a couple episodes for you to figure out, okay, what the fuck is going on? Nope, Loki episode 1, just like, okay, here's the beginning, here's the problem, and yeah, here we go, here's the season. And pretty much here's my breakdown, my reaction of episode 1. I'm gonna break it down for you guys, what I thought about it, what's happened, everything. Gonna be some spoilers, that's just how we do it, you know, this is what we do on the internet, spoiler it up. Here we go, Loki episode 1, let's get into it. When the episode opens up, pretty much opens up where we last saw Loki in 2012, Avengers Endgame, well, you know, Battle of New York. Loki's pretty much captured, everything seems good until, you know, the events of Endgame happen, where Loki got the Tesseract, and then he just, you know, pissed off, but he's gone. So he pretty much ends up in, I think it was Mongolia, it was in the Mongolian desert and shit like that. Weird, because the Tesseract, well, it does teleport you wherever you need to go. So it was just like, why? Well, I thought he was a different time. No, he's in the desert. The TVA gets on the scene and pretty much just like, yeah, come with us. You know, broke the law, broke the time stream and shit. So come with us. Loki is in the TVA, pretty much like I say, he's figuring out the TVA, you're figuring out TVA, and how it breaks down. It's kind of a lot to process, but here's the gist. Before I even get to that, real quick, Miss Minutes, when you introduce her, the way she explains it, everything like that. Tell me you didn't think of Fallout, like the like Fallout, the special video. Each video broke down, like, you know, like each SPECIAL. Yeah, I did love that. So I hope we see more Miss Minutes in the other episode, because I loved her. I liked her. Pretty much she explains that, okay, yeah, the TVA, pretty much there's these 3, you know, supreme, all-powerful timekeeper beings, shit like that, who pretty much just, you know, there was a crazy multiverse world war and shit. They was pretty much like, okay, let's just space it all together, and now we have one singular time stream, one singular timeline. It's called the Sacred Timeline. Ooh. And whenever whenever someone like pretty much goes off the beaten path, they pretty much create a branch timeline. We learned that in Avengers Endgame. Can't talk because it's like 4 a.m. Pretty much up to the TVA to be like, okay, anybody who, you know, gets out of line and shit like that, who breaks the time stream and shit, you know, it's our job to put them on the beaten path so we can keep the time stream going so the chaos doesn't break off and shit. Like the way they break it down, it's crazy. But a lot of things we didn't see in the trailer. For one, okay, one thing I will say, there are Infinity Stones in this TVA that they have captured, and more than 6, I will say too. There's a point in the episode where Loki finds the Tesseract, and then he sees that there are other Infinity Stones in there as well. It was like, oh, how did they get these and shit? Like, oh, what? How do you have these? And it's just a throwaway line, just like, okay, yeah, we collect these Infinity Stones a lot of time. They use them for, you know, paperweights. That got my mind thinking like, okay, we know the Infinity Stones don't work in the TVA at all, because they're like in their own little pocket of time and reality and shit. The fact that there's like a lot of them, it's like, okay, how many other variants have like taken the Infinity Stones and just like fucked up the time stream? Talk about the multiverse. Spider-Man, No Way From Home, we're waiting for you. Tom Hiddleston pretty much kills it because it's Tom Hiddleston. It's Loki from 2012 before he pretty much got reformed and shit. So it's that evil jackass Loki that we just love. I love him in this episode. Owen Wilson kills it because, you know, so is Wilson. We're just like, wow, man, wow. I love them too. Pretty much everybody was on their A game in this episode, and we do learn that Loki was B.D. Cooper. First episode, who knew? At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, pretty much Loki learns his fate and everything like that, because there's a device you saw in the trailer. There's a device that pretty much like shows everybody, you know, your past, present, and future. Could, you know, the timekeepers know your whole existence, everything you're gonna do in your timeline, or the Sacred Timeline as it's called. Loki pretty much learns that, yeah, you know, he sees his mother died, and he sees that, you know, Thor gets fucked up, but then he sees that his father died, then ultimately he sees his death that we saw in Avengers Infinity War, and it pretty much just like, yeah, just, you know, throat crush, and yeah, he's dead. But that pretty much gets Loki on board, like, okay, yeah, maybe this place isn't, you know, bullshit, so I think I'll help you. Because at the end of the day, the timekeepers, they're trying to find a variant that's killing other, you know, time cops and shit and fucking up timeline even more. And who is it? It's actually Loki. What kind of Loki? Wait till next episode. So anyway, at the end of the day, I love this first episode of Loki. I'm having a good time with it. I can't wait to see where it goes next. There's so many Easter eggs. So like I said, Mephisto. There's a Mephisto cameo. It's Mephisto. See ya, you're like, no, Mephisto confirmed. I'm just saying it first. Think about Loki episode 1. Put in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Episode 1 is out officially on Disney Plus. It's going to come out every Wednesday, not Friday. So every Wednesday, kick out ready for another video. From me, your boy Easy, and Loki Wednesdays is going down. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. As always, guys, subscribe. Until next time.